Right, so we're going to look at geometric sequence. Now all a geometric sequence is, it means we're just being multiplied by a constant number. So if we have a look here, look, all we've got is it's just times 2, times 2, times 2, times 2. So that's first, that's how we recognise a geometric sequence. That's what it is. So, okay, so let's try and fit a formula for it, you know, like we do with nth terms. So linear sequences, not too bad, quadratic sequence, cubic sequence, etc. Okay, a little bit more complicated, but let's have a look now and see if we can fit something with this. So I don't like trying to remember lots of different formulae. I like to understand what's going on. So let's have a little think about what we've actually got here. So here, okay, that's 1. Right? And then, what have we got after that? Well, I've got 1 multiplied by 2. What's the next one? I'll just move it down a little bit so you can see. I've got 1 multiplied by 2 and by 2. The next one will be 1 multiplied by 2 by 2 by 2, etc. Well, okay, so let's think about how this is going to help us. So maybe let's try and simplify that. So the first one is still just 1. The next one is 1 multiplied by 2 to the power of 1. The next one is 1 multiplied by 2 to the power of 2. 1 multiplied by 2 to the power of 3, and so on. So now it should be relatively easy to actually fix an nth term to this. Now let's just highlight that first term first of all there and think about it this way. So I didn't bother writing before 1 times, well, 2 to the power of 0. It's not going to change it. And now it's really easy. Now, this is the first term. So what we've got here, we've got this part here is the first term. So I'm just going to write this in a different way. Remember, maths is just quite often about writing stuff in different ways. So the first one is 2. Now I'm not going to write to the power of 0. It's the first term, but I want it to be 0. So if it's the first term, it's going to be 2 to the power of n minus 1. Remember, it was the first number was 1. That was the number we started with. The second one, let's just check that works there. Let's have a look at the second term. Okay, so looking at this second term. So to get a 2, it's going to be 1 multiplied by 2 to the 1. Okay, and obviously that sounds like kind of going over the top, but actually it should be making it easier. So it's going to be, it's the second term, so 2 take away 1 is 1. It works, right. So maybe have a look at this fourth term. 1 multiplied by 2 to the 3. Yeah, okay, it makes sense. Now, okay, I don't really need the 1 there, do we? So this sequence just here is simply written down as 2 to the n minus 1. Let's make that look like a minus there. Okay, so let's try one maybe just slightly trickier. So let's have a look at this one. So again, it's still going up, but it's being multiplied by 2. Okay, so I recognise it as a geometric sequence, right? So it's being multiplied by 2 all the way through. Now, the only thing that's really different about this is the initial number. The initial number is 3. So what do we have? We have 3 multiplied by, now it's going up in 2s, so 2 to the power of 0. Our next term is 3 multiplied by 2 to the 1. Our next term is 3 multiplied by 2 to the power of 2, and so on. So the difference with this one really is just the 3. That's the only real difference. So the nth term here will be 3 multiplied by 2 to the n minus 1. Okay, so that gives me first term, remember, the first term I want to get a 0 there. The second term I want to get a 1, so that's why we've got n minus 1. Okay, so let's just finish with one slightly harder. And remember, I don't like formulae. You can learn formulae on this, but it's much easier if you just understand what's happening. If you understand what's happening, these are simple. Now, what's it being multiplied by this time? So clearly a little bit harder to recognise what it is. Well, oh wait a minute, something to do with half, isn't it? Looks like it's being halved each time. But actually, it's being multiplied by minus a half. Okay? Being multiplied by minus a half. So the principles would be exactly the same. So let's have a look, see how it's going to work. So my initial number is 4. So let's just break it down and think about what's happening. So the first one is 4, and then it'd be minus a half to the power of 0. So remember, anything to the power of 0 is just 1. So that's okay, that works on the first one. So let's try the second term. So the second term is 4. So I've got minus a half, it's going to be multiplied by minus a half to the power of 1. And so on. Well, there you go. I should really be able to write the nth term. If I understand what's happening, I can write the nth term down. So what's it going to be? Let's try this then. So having a look at this one here, trying to make it look like the last one. So what have we got? We got 4, because that was the initial number, right? Remember when we were looking at that initial number before? And now we're going to multiply by, now because I've got a negative here, remember we're going to stick that in brackets, n minus 1. Okay, it's exactly the same as before. Yeah, okay, numbers are slightly more awkward. Alright, so that's a geometric sequence for you. There you go.
If you enjoyed that video, please like and subscribe or leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching. I've been RMS Maths, and I'll see you next time. Maths out.